What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but if you guys remember the UA archetype, no, it's called, it was short for Ultra Athletes. If you guys remember the UA archetype from I think, what was it, Master Rule 3 or something like that, then you will know that UAs were actually fairly decent back in the day. It got some play, but not a whole lot of it. And for the first time in a long while, we are actually getting new support for the UAs. So as of now, we have here two brand new monsters, a new field spell, a quick play spell, a normal trap card for them. So that's what? One. Come on, you piece of shit. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 new cards for them coming out of the brand new set. The brand new OCG set for the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's era called Phantom Rage. And not only that, but we also have the July 2020 OCG ban list, which I will be talking about. And honestly, I did not have a look at it at all. But if I had to make a prediction as to what will get banned, I would have to go with linkross on this one. And as for what cards would be limited, I don't know. I would have to say Machiora, the Destructor, only because Machiora is getting an errata, which is about time. Which hopefully we can see that back in the TCG in the competitive format, because it's been banned for so long. And as for linkross, why wouldn't you ban it? Because I know that in the OCG, they're now allowed to host local tournaments now. Now in the I think in the OCG, if I'm not mistaken, linkross, it's a token spam card. You're spamming the board with tokens, literally, and you're using them to go into cards like Herald of the Arclight, Martial Metal Marcher, and of course also Formula Synchron as well. So why wouldn't you? But anyway, with that being said, let's get into the UA, the brand new UA support. So the first monster here is called UA Libero Spiker. It is a 4-star Earth Attribute Warrior with 1800 attack and defense. And it says here, you can special summon using the procedure written in the first effect with this card's name only once per turn. You can and its second effect is an only once per turn. Is a once per turn as well. So its first effect says you can special summon this card from your hand by returning one UA monster you control to the hand, except Libero Spiker. So with this effect, obviously you want to try and spam as much on the board, spam as much, and as many negates as possible with this deck, because obviously we know that the UA deck back in the day, it would spam boards for days. It would have like 5 negates, 7 negates, and whatnot. And back then, UAs was actually somewhat viable, but not as popular as Burning Abyss or Pendulum Magician, or Odd Eyes decks and whatnot. But UAs was very viable. I believe it was tier 2, I think, like tier 3, tier 2, kind of like a rogue deck or something like that back in the day. And then its second effect says, during your opponent's main phase, as a quick effect, you can shuffle one level 5 or higher UA monster from from your hand into the deck, and if you do special summon a UA monster with a different name from that monster from your deck, then return this card from the field to your hand. So obviously with this card, you're giving this card a resurgence, if you will. You're resurging the deck, this card to to use this card's effect over and over and over again. So it's basically a spam card, basically. So not too bad, not too bad. The second of I think if there was one downside to this, I would have to say I would have to say the fact that this card in particular has to work with its own archetype, in my honest opinion. I think that would just be it, in my personal opinion. Now we have, I guess this is one of the boss monsters of the main deck anyway. It is called UA Plane Manager. It is an Earth attribute 8-star warrior with 2000 attack, 2600 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. And first effect says, if you normal or special summon a UA monster or monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's basically like a phantasme, kind of like a phantasme, if you will, where if your opponent summons a link monster, you can automatically summon phantasme from your hand. With this card, if you normal summon or special summon any UA monsters at all, like whether it's from your hand, graveyard, or the deck or whatever, this card can be summoned from your hand right off the bat, which is absolutely nuts. I think the biggest downside to it will probably have to be the fact that it can easily be negated with Ash Blossom. But its second effect says if this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Target one card in the field and destroy it, or negate and also negate the effects of all face-up monsters on the field except UA monsters. So obviously, if you special summon this card, obviously you want to use the negation. You want to use the negate effect instead of the destroy effect, because if you go into the negate, you'll be able to go full combo, get out Borrelsword, get out IP Masquerena, Appaloosa for 4, and just go balls out. Just completely obliterate the living shit out of your opponent. So I think that would probably have to be the one thing you would have to do. Of course, too. Also, it might not. Okay, what is up with this laptop? I can't get the. Oh well. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Again, you want to go into the negation effect instead of using the the one card destroy effect. Anyway, that being said, now we're gonna go into the new field spell for them. It is called UA Hyper Stadium, and the artwork on this card looks absolutely nuts. It's kind of if you guys watch the Pokemon X and Y era, what was it, Gen 6? I think it was Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh. Yeah, so if you guys remember watching Pokemon Gen 6, which I believe was the X and Y era, this card, the artwork on the card looks so similar to the Kalos Stadium for the Kalos League. I'll show you guys. Here, let me. Comment below if you guys think that. I'm very curious to know if you guys believe that, because I think so. But anyway, the field spell is called UA Hyper Stadium. This card is always treated as an FA card, so it's kind of weird because the UAs and FAs are basically one whole thing, or is basically kind of like one whole archetype. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, it has two effects. The first one says, when this card resolves, you can add to your hand one UA monster from your deck, one FA. You can add to your hand one UA monster from your deck, one FA monster from your deck, or one UA stadium from your graveyard. So it's basically a searcher slash so it has basically the effects of snow, or basically a Stratos, and also a Magician of Faith as well. Where with Stratos, you're basically with the Stratos effect, you're adding a UA or FA monster from your deck to your hand, or you can also use it as a Magician of Faith effect, where you're able to go ahead and just add a UA Stadium from your graveyard, which honestly that's really good. That is good, but again, Ash Blossom can negate it that fast. But if you're able to open with this card and also call by the grave, you're golden. You're pretty much golden. And then also its second effect says you can reveal one field spell in your hand and pay 1,000 points during your main phase this turn. You can normal summon one UA or FA monster face up in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So basically this card. So basically with this effect, it has the effects of a double summon where you're able to summon twice in one turn, which that's pretty good. That is really good, especially if you want to go full combo and get out cards like FA Don Dragster, which I believe is a spell and trap disruption. Get out Boral Sword, Appaloosa for 4, whatnot. Get all of these different negation disruption cards on board. You're good. Alright, so the next card here is a quick play spell called UA Locker Room. That's actually pretty cool artwork. And just like the other one, this card is also always treated as an FA card. You can only activate this card once per turn. You can says here, target one UA or FA monster on your field or in your graveyard, returning to the hand. And if you do, gain 500 points. Then you can apply the following effect: reveal any number of UA and or FA monsters in your hand to your opponent. And if you do, shuffle those revealed cards into the deck, then draw cards equal to the number returned to the deck. So it's basically like a reload where you're taking any number of cards from your hand back into your deck, shuffling, and then you're able to redraw those cards. Kind of like you're with this card. With this card, you're basically giving your hand a fresh start, if you will, which is excellent. Which is an excellent card. Which is actually an excellent card going second. Is perfect going second. If you open up with this card and another UA or FA monster, you basically return that monster to the hand. You activate this card, return the monster to the hand, shuffle all those UA or FA monsters back into the deck, and redraw. It is an excellent way to get out to top deck, your hand trap disruptions, your Lancias, Nibiru's, whatnot. This card, I think honestly this deck, and I'll get into the trap card in just a second, but when this set comes out for us in the TCG, which I believe is supposed to be sometime I believe sometime later this year. I want to say like November, like somewhere like October, November, like somewhere around there. I will bet you anything that this deck, the UA deck, is going to make a resurgence, and it's going to be tier 0. There's going to be someone out there who's going to make the deck tier 0, which would be nuts. Anyway, so now the last card here that I'm going to be talking about. As of now, anyway, I believe these are the only cards that are going to be in the archetype. I am not so sure. There'll probably be more later on. As the summer progresses, because we now know for us in the TCG, we're not going to be getting a ban list until September, and there were only 3 cards that were changed. There were only 3 changes. Excuse me. In which, if you guys have not checked out that video, that ban list video, you guys should, because that was like, I'm telling you, that was the worst ban list we ever had in a long time. But at the same time, it makes sense because there aren't any tournaments going on. There's no events going down. So there was no point in Konami banning any of the newer cards that we just got in sets like Dual Overload and also Eternity Code and whatnot. There was no point. Now if they banned cards past Dual Overload, such as Legendary Duelist Magical Hero, Chaos Impact, Rising Rampage and whatnot, that's one thing. That's one thing. I wouldn't mind that at all. But for them to ban cards from Eternity Code and Dual Overload and whatnot would have made no sense whatsoever. But anyway, but with that being said, the last card here is called YuGiOh MVP. In Japan, they call it they're naming it Ultra Athlete Man of the March, but for us it's called YuGiOh MVP. It's a normal trap card, and as always, it is treated as an FA card. It is a once per turn, and it says if a UA or FA monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle or inflicts battle damage to your opponent, after damage cal, you can special summon any number of UA or FA monsters with different names from your hand or grave in defense position. So basically, basically with this card, you're pretty much guaranteed to just go full combo and just go for an OTK basically. So my thoughts on the new cards, I think they're incredible. I think the deck could very may well give itself a resurgence. It depends on how people build UAs. Which would be interesting. Which would be interesting to say the very least. But anyway, guys. Let's get into the brand new, into the July OCG ban list, and it's gonna take a few seconds. Here we go. I just gotta make sure that there was nothing else to talk about. Okay, so there's, cool. So it looks like there's a Black Rose deck here. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, alright, you guys. So, actually, if you just heard me, I'm actually trying to build Black Rose. So if you guys do have a deck recipe for a 45 card build, let me know. Let me know on my Instagram. Message me there. The link to my Instagram will be in the description below. I've been wanting to build the Black Rose deck for quite a while now. I have 2 different versions of it, but I'm not so sure if they're good or not. But anyway, guys, so final predictions for the OCG ban list. I think linkross banned Deep Sea Diva to 1, and also Machiora to 1. As for the others, as for the semi-limited and the unlimited, I got nothing. But let's get into it. Okay, so linkross, I was right. So I was right about linkross. Okay, so it wasn't much of a surprise. only because of the fact that linkross is a spam card. You're basically spamming your board with tokens, so you could go into cards like F.A. Don Draxter, Borderlord Savage Dragon, and also to Formula Synchro, and some of the other tuner synchros as well. So that was a smart move by the OCG. Now for the cards that are semi-limited, meaning you can only use 2, I believe. White Dragon Wyvern Buster, that's an interesting one. Machior the Destructor, wow. So let's put that at 2. Necroface and Lonefire Blossom. Okay, so Lonefire Blossom, if you guys don't know, we actually have this card at 3 because you're able to special summon multiple you're able to summon a plant monster from your deck by tributing this card, and you want to get out all 3 Lonefires so you can go into your full combo. All right, you guys. Now for the cards that are no longer limited, meaning you can use 3. We have Deep Sea Diva, and Draconet. Okay, so all right, so not too bad. This really doesn't surprise me, honestly. But question of the day. What do you guys think about the new UA cards? Do you guys think that UAs will make a comeback when they're released in Phantom Rage? Let me know in the comments below. And that is gonna do it for this video. I know that there wasn't much to talk about, but again, I said it before, I'll say it again. When it comes to this channel, there's always something to talk about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My links are down in the description below. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.